actually about a year into my service. I was at a Peace Corps sponsored event with a collaborator from my site, and we were doing a pocket tool, a community map, and he mentioned that the original reason they had asked for the first Peace Corps volunteer way back when, I was the third, was to get running water in the community. That was the first time I actually heard what my community's real needs were, and from there out I concentrated pretty heavily on that, even though I'd been trained in beekeeping.
You know, really wanted to address everything that I saw, which made it very difficult to get anything done well. But as I moved through my service, I sort of saw areas where I could make a big difference.
It's a night and day difference between the projects that really are addressing a critically felt need and those that aren't. And whether the project's easy, whether there's motivation for it. I also think that it's important to realize where these needs fall in kind of the hierarchy of needs of the community. Because, I mean, you can be trying to do something with soil conservation or improving crop yields, but if the ultimate problem or the need of community is there's no opportunity to get income or there's no market for those crops, then they're going to be much less motivated by trying to improve their yield if there's really no pathway for them to address their own needs.
One thing that I regretted not doing enough was interacting. I mean, you interact all the time with your community, but really interacting at night, eating dinner, just basically getting to know as many different types of people in your community as possible. I would say that's the number one thing.
I think the community needs assessments, a formal process, is a step in the right direction. The pocket tools that Peace Corps gives you are definitely very useful. But I think in my training personally, I felt like all these pocket tools made me almost think that I couldn't just ask people directly, that I needed to go through these frameworks. And I think it is important to try and get information through these frameworks, but I think there's a lot to be said by just directly asking people what the needs are and listening. I think a lot of times in conversations where you're not necessarily expecting it, those are where some of the real needs come up.
From what I've seen, it's just so important to talk to people in the community to understand what they're most interested in, and also to find out who the most proactive people are and who really you're going to be able to tap as allies in your work.
I think the most important thing is to talk to people and to earn their trust, and then to listen to them and let them feel free to express to you what they want and what they'd like to see in their community. The more you do that, the more you're going to hear what people are really needing.